Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Life Below Zero, the next generation. Not the next generation, just next generation. This is a National Geographic reality docu-series in a sense. It's more reality than documentary, but it's 7 seasons. Started in 2020 through 2024. It's still going. It's still going. 7 seasons in 4 years, 5 4 5 years. Holy cow! I I consider. I mean, it's beautifully shot. It's just the deep wilderness of Alaska, just out in the bush and out in the mountains and out in the trees and everything else. It's astoundingly gorgeous. It's pure and it's beautiful and it's just. But I never imagined you could get 7 seasons out of people hunting for bears and mooses, and building houses in the woods and raising your kids in the woods. Well, not in the woods. It's not like they're in like tight amongst the trees. There's trees nearby. And they don't just focus on just one person per episode or one family per episode. They cover a number of different people. There's one guy that has a family, wife, and 2 young kids. A boy who's 5 and a girl who appears to be even younger. He takes this 5-year-old out to hunt bear. Yeah, just throws him on the four-wheeler with the dog and a trailer behind it, and they got all their supplies just in case they get a bear. I realize now that the trailer was for the bear. Yeah, because will they go out? Will they get one? You'll have to watch to find out. But I'm feeling they'll revisit that story as time goes on. We also get to meet a young couple who honestly look like maybe their late 20s, early 30s. I don't know. But they are building a house per their specs as they go. There's no, contractors coming in and giving you quotes on the shiplap and the whatever, not putting the pool in or anything else. It's none of that. Yeah, no. There's no rent. I imagine they own the land out there. There's some points where these guys go, well, there's no rules out here. There's the law and the government's in there, and we're just out here. We can do what we want. I'm pretty sure you're still in America. And I realize that, yeah, you have a little bit more freedom. There's not exactly cops roaming the streets going, what are you doing? They're not. There's a certain freedom to start, hunting a bear, hunting a moose, doing what you do, cooking it up, having good meat, and just, doing what you want. It doesn't help. I don't think this is intentional, but the music, while good at times, has some really nice bits. Some of it sounds like the Dexter theme. No, we don't want that. We don't want to put that thought in anybody's head. There's one guy who's out there by himself. He doesn't even have a place that he stays. He just gets on a boat and he just wanders, and he hunts random animals, and he hunts a moose, and he gets one. Takes him a couple hours to cut it up and put it in his canoe, and go forage the waters ahead to find some new place in order to cook it up. Although he cooked it up inside a cabin, it looked like it. So I imagine he has shelter that he's staying at, even though he says he's kind of a nomad. I don't know. The other guy, there's another young couple that they seem to be. They live on the edge of like Fairbanks, Alaska, but they go into the woods to shoot grouse and get food that way. All of it is pretty much near Fairbanks, Alaska, McCarthy, Eureka, and a number of other places. If you know Alaska, you know those places. And you get to see what the kind of struggle is. And the reason why this is the next generation and not just another season of Life Below Zero, these are people who chose, and I'm not saying that the people in the previous series didn't choose. This is kind of a reboot. There's no Captain Picard, but still the idea is that these are younger folks who have come in from a life that they had previously lived that was a bit more busy. There was rent to pay and electric bills and offices to go to and phones ringing off the hook, and just it's them rejecting society. Whereas there may have been a smattering of that in the other series, most of them have been there for generations, it seemed, or had been descendants of native tribes and such up in the northern regions between Alaska and Canada and the Arctic and such like that. But in this is very much about like, hey, you know what? Since the start of the 21st century, you're just like, you know what? Let's just go out in the woods and live, build our own house, and raise a lot of dogs, sled dogs, and kill some mooses, and just raise our kids, and you know what? Chill. And that's great. That's cool. It's not for me. It's for them. They seem to make it clear that there's probably not a TV in there. I don't know. Maybe there is. I wonder if they have Disney Plus. Watch, I'll get a comment on the thing going, "Hey, I was that guy in that episode." I've had it before. I've had it happen. Some of the people that we've watched in some of these shows, especially if they were from other countries, they're like, "Hey, thanks for checking out our show." I've actually, if you look at some of the comments, there some of them are people who were on the shows, so it's kind of neat. I so appreciate everybody who's finds themselves on these shows. I am in one Disney Plus show. My name is in the credits of one Disney Plus show, and that's the Star Wars, the opening of Galaxy's Edge. I'm in the credits. That's about it. So, but yeah, it has nothing to do with any of this. If you like survival stories, and again, when it comes to reality shows, I call a lot of BS, because reality shows as they're depicted rarely are real, and they tend to not depict real life. They kind of create the drama. I don't think there's a whole lot of drama created, at least in this first episode. It's not like, oh, will they get along after she doesn't shoot the grouse? Are they going to have an argument in the woods? No, they don't do that. It's literally just them explaining their day-to-day work and why they've stepped away from the life and what they're going to do. And you could probably get, as the series goes on or the seasons go on, you probably get to see their lives evolve and see how they change. Will they stay in that realm? There's one guy who's been doing this for years, and his girlfriend kind of just joined him, and she's been around for about 2 years now, living this life. And she realizes she has friends back in the city, Fairbanks or Anchorage or things like that, going, "What are you doing? I know we live in Alaska and it's the middle of nowhere, but you're really going out there for this guy." Like, I don't know, she kind of expressed that in a lot nicer way than I just did. But yeah, they've made choices. They made choices to be out there. It's something, honestly, if you can do it, go for it. It is not for me. I could last a week just kicking back, reading a book. I don't know if I'd be hunting bears or anything, but you know, these are the people, when there's a zombie apocalypse, they're going to be the last to find out, but also the ones who live the longest. Because I don't think the zombies are going to get that far out in the woods without anybody seeing them coming. Just saying, they'll freeze. Yeah, it's these people are going to live forever, as long as they don't go hungry and there's no zombie mooses or zombie bears that they can't eat. So, zombie grouses. But yeah, it's 7 seasons of this spin-off series. There's at least four different Life Below Zero series on National Geographic and Disney Plus. So yeah, this is your thing. Check it out. If you're looking for inspiration of, well, you know what? I'm kind of sick of all this drama and the rent going high, I can't afford food, and politics and everything else, and really, I don't want to see any more Marvel movies. they canceled The Acolyte, so what am I going to do with the Star Wars knowledge I have in my head? You know, so you'll just ditch the TVs and the movie theaters and warmth. They have heat, yes, I know. I'm sure that places smell great with like the wood stove and everything. Oh, just, yeah, I can see that. There's a Carl's Jr. in town. And don't tell me that somebody isn't just like every once in a while going, maybe a burger? We didn't get enough grouses this week? Maybe a burger? I don't care. I don't know. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode. 135. We're staying. I do not have to scroll very far. It's good because the battery's almost dead in this thing. Oh, it's right. The 130s is mostly Marvel stuff, but 135 is the first one after all the Marvel Studios assembled stuff that is not Marvel. So we got 135, just before a slew of shorts. We have a special behind the scenes of something that's not Marvel, but rather Star Wars. We're going to be watching Master and Apprentice, a special look at Ahsoka. Yep. So a little behind the scenes of the Rosario Dawson starring Ahsoka series on Disney Plus. Master and Apprentice, a special look at Ahsoka on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.